further coming paragraphs that Srila Prabhupada explains that. So, so the first defects here is to commit mistakes, because we sure to commit mistake. To err is human, that is a saying. So even a big personalities here like Mahatma Gandhi, Srila Prabhupada gave example, committed mistakes, and nobody can claim that they never made a mistake or they are perfect, because we are conditioned souls. So we are conditioned. We are in this material world. So we are subject to all these modes are working on us, So this is the first defect. So we have 4 defects. So the next paras, there will be second, third, and fourth. We will read those and then discuss more about those 4 defects. So yes, Prabhuji, what's the second one?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. Another defect, to be illusion. Illusion means to accept something which is not. Maya. Maya means what is not. Everyone is accepting the body as the self. If I ask you what you are, you will say, I am Mr. John, I am a rich man, I am this, I am that. All these are bodily identifications, but you are not this body. This is illusion.
Yes, Prabhuji. So this is the second defect, that we are illusioned, So we are accepting which is not. That is Maya. So everyone accepting this body as the self. So then all the problem starts from this particular illusion, that my body, my relations, my society, my nation, my planet, and so on. This becomes like mine, because you identified with that particular body. Whatever is relation to my bodily identification, like what race I am, I'm Indian, what caste I am, what creed, what gender, etc. That becomes like mine, and I'm a superior, and all others are inferior. So that's all. This is all illusion. So this illusion is the root cause of misery. And we take our body or self, the whole, and the whole life, we satisfy our senses, because body is made of these senses, So we just take this body all in all and try to satisfy those senses. And so many problem comes because these senses never satisfied. So that's why in this illusion, we cheat others. This is going to be the next defect. Yes, probably. What's the next defect?
The third defect is the cheating propensity. Everyone has the propensity to cheat others. Although a person is fool number 1, he poses himself as very intelligent. Although it is already pointed out that he is an illusion and makes mistake, he will theorize. I think this is this, this is this. But he does not even know his own position. He writes books of philosophy, although he is defective. That is his disease. That is cheating.
Yes, probably. So this is cheating. So it's like this is the third defect, propensity to cheat others. Because we always posing ourselves as intelligent. Like we do not want to show others that we don't know anything. Even we don't know. So we just try to give some answers. We don't even accept this simple fact that we don't know. All the big scientists and philosophers, they make their own theories and about different topics and print their books. And they pose themselves are very intelligent, although only presenting the theories. And some of the theories are not even proven. So I think this is who cares about you think, what is the value of my thinking? Because when I do not know my real position, who am I, what is my purpose of this life, and why I am suffering, why this death is coming, I do not know these fundamental questions, these facts. I do not know these answers. So what is the value of my opinion or my thinking? So this is cheating. It's a pure cheating. So it's a cheating propensity. So when we posing ourselves intelligent and think, oh, I think it's like this, I think it's like this, So that's why when we also try to give answers, so and we see the examples of our acharyas, it's always based on scriptural evidences, related to the references of verses, of Vedic verses, not just saying that, oh, I think it's like this. No. So this is the third defects. And the next one, probably, yes.
Lastly, our
Sorry,
senses.
Sanjeev Prabhu,
Yes, Prabhu.
may I request that when you give explanation to the point, just stop the screen share. Let people see your face.
Oh, okay,
So
Prabhu.
it is good for the video recording. YouTube. So
Yes,
when you
Prabhu.
share again, then you can show what it is. But when explaining, you can.
Okay. Yes, Prabhu. I'll do that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you,
Sorry,
Prabhu.
part to you. Please continue.
Lastly, our senses are imperfect. We are very proud of our eyes. Often someone will challenge, can you show me God? But do you have the eyes to see God? You will never see if you have not the eyes. If immediately the room becomes dark, you cannot even see your hands. So what power do you have to see? We cannot therefore expect knowledge with these imperfect senses. With all these deficiencies in conditioned life, we cannot give perfect knowledge to anyone, nor are we ourselves perfect. Therefore, we accept the Vedas as they are.
Yes, Prabhu. So this is the number 4 defect, that that our senses are not perfect. So we have limitations to acquire knowledge or experience, that we cannot see in dark. We can only hear sound between certain frequencies. Some lower the frequency of that we can't hear, or above we can't hear. So our senses of touching also can deceive us, while hot and cold. So all these, because our experiences, they have limitations. So we have so many restrictions with our body and senses, because our senses are limited. So even this gives those our senses gives us false knowledge, but we still like to pose that we know everything, we are intelligent. That illusion that we already discussed. So how we can expect to get a perfect knowledge by these senses? So that is not possible with our current situation. That's why we accept Vedic knowledge is original and perfect. So yeah, so these 4 defects is in every single human beings, and these 4 defects is everywhere. And that's why this transcendental knowledge is so important, and the Vedic knowledge. And here Srila Prabhupada very nicely explains. Yes, so this point clear about the 4. Hare Krishna, Shijal Prabhu, please, you can mute your mic. Yeah.
Hare Krishna,
Yes,
Prabhu. Thank you. Prabhu, I had a few questions. Can I ask? May I ask?
yes, Prabhu.
Bro, one thing is that these 4 defects are in conditioned souls, right? Not in liberated souls.
Yes.
So pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, they don't have these defects.
Yes, because it comes further when the devotees of the Lord, because they are transcendental. Transcendental means above the 3 modes of material nature. So their knowledge is perfect. So they are above these modes. Okay. So to being in this body, there are limitations, but the knowledge is perfect when they are connected to the knowledge in the Guru Shishya Parampara, and they are pure devotee. So they are on that platform, right? You can't say that, oh, Srila Prabhupada doesn't have these 4 defects because he's in this body, and can he see from here America to India? Means the body got limitations, but the knowledge is perfect, and how seriously and how honestly you following that matters. So for the pure devotees, they are perfectly situated in transcendental platform.
Okay, Prabhu.
Is it okay, Prabhu?
And just one last question, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, on the point of being illusion, so I just was thinking maybe this is incorrect, but if you may please answer this. So, we've read that, and Ambrish Prabhu and have discussed this so many times, that in the spiritual world, in Golok, Vrindavan, and the other planets, their devotees or their people don't consider Krishna to be God. They consider Krishna to be one of them out of love. right? So I was thinking, is that is not illusion, right? That is their love that makes them see Krishna not as God, not as something very awe and reverence, but as somebody close to them. So I was just thinking on this point that, since liberated souls do not have illusion, so this won't be illusion, right? Just want to clarify that.
Yes, probably. Illusion means that we discussed that, like illusion means when we identifying what is not, So we identifying ourselves with this body, which is not, we are. We are spirit soul, we are part and parcel of the God, of Krishna. But as you given the example of like pure devotees or inhabitants of Vrindavan, that is a particular rasa. There's 5 kinds of rasas. But awe and reverence is also there. That is in Vaikuntha planets. So not in Golok Vrindavan. So it's a matter of different relationships or different rasas with the God, with the Lord, or Krishna. So it's not illusion, it's a different rasa, so different relationships with the Lord. So so illusion is something that you accept that is not, and you accepting it, right?
Okay.
Yes, they know that they love Krishna, so Krishna is God, but they love him in a different relationship.
Yes, got it. Thank you so much.
But in other hand, we think that we are this body and we only love our family members, so we only love this, and we think according to the material platform. Yes, probably that's Maya.
Yes.
Is it clear, Prabhuji?
Yes, bro. Absolutely.
I can request Amrish Prabhu to give more clarification on that. Hare Krishna, Amrish Prabhu. Please.
Yes, Hare Prabhu.
Yes.
I think you conveyed the message very nicely. It was very nicely done, no doubt about it. And the last point which you mentioned, that they know Krishna is God. So we just have to be careful here that we don't start to think that Krishna is not God, even in Golok Vrindavan or Vaikuntha planet, as you mentioned. So just to emphasize this point to Parth Prabhu and to the devotees in the intermediate level, they very well understand they love Krishna because they've got complete, they are mesmerized and they love all opulences of Krishna. We love Krishna because of his opulences. Okay, they love Krishna's opulences, his beauty, his detachment, his wealth, all those things. Okay, but we love him because of the opulences. You see, so this is the difference. They do not minimize Krishna. This point we have to very well understand. Their love for Krishna is very intense, that if Krishna comes, they faint. If Krishna comes to their home, which he does regularly, even at that time, they faint. They are in so much ecstasy that he is come, I'm serving, although they are serving there. So not everything can be understood in this material world with material body. But this point should be clear in our mind, that Krishna cannot be minimized. Neither do they do it, neither will they accept it. Okay? Anyone doing that.
Yes, bro.
Okay. Thank you, Sanjeev Prabhu. You did very nice.
Yes,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay, so I think we'll study further. Yes.
So, continue.
Can you see that, Prabhuji?
Yeah, you may call the Vedas Hindu.
Yes.
You may call the Vedas Hindu, but Hindu is a foreign name. We are not Hindus. Our real identification is Varnashram. Varnashram denotes the followers of the Vedas, those who accept the human society in 8 divisions of Varna and Ashram. There are 4 divisions of society and 4 divisions of spiritual life. This is called Varnashram. It is stated in the Bhagavad Gita 4.113. These divisions are everywhere because they are created by God. The divisions of society are Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Brahmana refers to the very intelligent class of men, those who know what is Brahman. Similarly, the Kshatriyas, the administrator group, are the next intelligent class of men. Then the Vaishyas, the mercantile group. These natural classifications are found everywhere. This is the Vedic principle, and we accept it. Vedic principles are accepted as axiomatic truth, for there cannot be any mistake. That is acceptance. For instance, in India, cow dung is accepted as pure, and yet cow dung is the stool of an animal. In one place, you'll find the Vedic injunction that if you touch stool, you have to take a bath immediately. But in another place, it is said that the stool of a cow is pure. If you smear cow dung in an impure place, that place becomes pure. With our ordinary sense, we can argue this is contradictory. Actually, it is contradictory from the ordinary point of view, but it is not false. It is fact. In Calcutta, a very prominent scientist and doctor analyzed cow dung and found that it contains all antiseptic properties.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. So here, Srila Prabhupada talks about the first line that we are not Hindus. So Hindus is a foreign term given to us who lives in this tract of land. And the real identification is Varnashram. So Varnashram, like 4 Varnas and 4 ashrams. So, and this is the reference given in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 13, where I'll just want to share that verse as well. It's pretty good. Yeah. Chaturvarnam maya srishtham gunakarma vibhagashaha tasya kartaram apima vidhaya kartaram avvayam. Translation: according to the 3 modes of material nature and the work described to them, the 4 divisions of human society were created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. So Srila Prabhupada explained in the purport about the 4 varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. There is a particular point I want to highlight here, that Srila Prabhupada said that human society is similar to any other animal society. But to elevate men from the animal status, the above mentioned divisions are created by the Lord for the systematic development of Krishna consciousness. The tendency of a particular man toward work is determined by the modes of material nature, which he has acquired. Such symptoms of life according to different modes of material nature are described in the 18th chapter of this book. So here we can see that Srila Prabhupada said that the human society is like animal society. So we are, in general, like an animal propensity. We all have an animal propensity. But to elevate it to a higher platform, it's been divided into 4 varnas, those Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. And then further, 4 ashramas for men: Brahmacharya ashram, Grahastha ashram, Vanprastha ashram, and Sannyas ashram. So these Varna ashram, this is the real identification. We call the Hindu, when as soon as you call Hindu, it becomes like a sectarian or it's a foreign term, because Vedic principles are universal. As it says here, is axiomatic truth. They are universal, so they are not just applied onto one sect or sectarian, as you said, that Hindus, so they are universal. So if one principle is true here, is true here in other part of the earth as well, or universe. So this is the truth about Vedic knowledge. Like the cow dung, Srila Prabhupada gave the example of cow dung. Cow dung got antiseptic properties, but some people think, oh, that is a shit of animal, so they want to touch it because they. But and it is true, like in Vedas, it said, like if you touch a stool of an animal, then you have to take shower. But cow dung is different. Cow dung means to be purifying. Like in olden days, I remember when I was very young, I used to go to my maternal uncle's place, and they used to put cow dungs everywhere in their what you call it, old houses. They are not like concrete houses, so they are like mud houses, and they used to put cow dungs everywhere, and it's used to smell very nice, and it's keeps away all the germs and everything. Yeah. So on their floor, like inside the room, drawing room, bedroom, everywhere they used to put in a mix in a little mud and cow dung, and then put everywhere. So means this is way, but nowadays we just put a phenyl and all these chemicals in our houses, and it becomes very problematic to our health as well. But and again, there is another example of conch shell. So conch shell is also a bone of animal, So, but the sound of it is purifying. So we blow conch shell, we put it in our altar. That seems like contradictory in Vedic knowledge, but in reality, it's not contradictory. That's why the Vedic injunction has to accept as it is, because they are universal, they are perfect. And yeah, so because Vedas are aporshya, they're not. It will come further. We'll read that. Hold on. Yeah. Before we go further, Prabhuji, do you have any question about Hindus or these divisions that we discussed? No? All right. Okay. So we'll study further.
In India, if one person tells another, you must do this, the other party may say, what do you mean? Is this a Vedic injunction that I have to follow you without any argument? Vedic injunctions cannot be interpreted. But ultimately, if you carefully study why these injunctions are there, you will find that they are all correct.
So yeah, the Vedas are perfect. So the Vedic injunctions, we cannot argue with that. Yes, Prabhu. Next. Para?
The Vedas are not compilations of human knowledge. Vedic knowledge comes from the spiritual world, from Lord Krishna. Another name for the Vedas is Shruti. Shruti refers to that knowledge which is acquired by hearing. It is not experimental knowledge. Shruti is considered to be like a mother. We take so much knowledge from our mother. For example, if you want to know how your father is, who can answer you? Your mother. If the mother says, here is your father, you have to accept it. It is not possible to experiment to find out whether he's your father. Similarly, if you want to know something beyond your experience, beyond your experimental knowledge, beyond the activities of the senses, then you have to accept the Vedas. There is no question of experimenting. It has already been experimented. It is already settled. The version of the mother, for instance, has to be accepted as truth. There is no other way.
Yes, Prabhuji. Over here. So, yeah, so Vedas are called Shruti. Shruti and Vedas are aporashya. Aporashya means they're not compiled by human knowledge. They're coming direct from God, from Krishna. And they are called Shruti. Shruti means acquired by hearing. So they are Shruti. They comes in a Shruti category. We'll discuss about further what is Smriti, what is Shruti, what is history, itihas, because there are like Puranas, Upanishads, Mahabharata, Ramayana. So that will come further. So we'll discuss more about that when we come to that point. But so they are comes under the category of Shruti. So Srila Prabhupada gave the example of mother, So when we acquire knowledge, we acquire knowledge like to know our father, we ask our mother. She is the authentic person. She is the person who can tell us the truth, and we accept it because we don't have any other means. So even like if I want to don't ask my mother and I want to find out about my father, so I have to go on collecting DNA tests for every single man in human being and then matching it. Imagine it's never-ending process. I won't be able to reach to that conclusion, But because it's beyond my capacity, so I ask my mother, and she tells, same like in Vedic. If we want to know about spiritual sky, spiritual realm, it's no way we can use our aeroplane or rocket and go there and find out. It's beyond our capacity, this human capacity. So we accept Vedic knowledge that's coming from Krishna through disciplic succession, bona fide disciplic succession, and then we will understand the Vedic knowledge. Otherwise, there are two ways of getting knowledge, like ascending and descending. It will come further as well. So one way you can keep on doing experiments and try to find by yourself, and another way you accept from the authorities and you accept the knowledge. So that is the main point of this para, that we should accept when we don't have any capacity to get the knowledge. So we should accept from the authentic or authority, bona fide source. Yes, Prabhuji? Is any question on that?
Yes, true. So I was thinking about, there are so-called sadhus in India and also very popular on YouTube. They say that I was just listening now also, and I think there were before also. I was just listening to Prabhupada. There's one video on YouTube, Perfect Questions, Perfect Answer. And there one devotee asked about a person who was writing this book, that no books are needed. He was writing a book on that. So Prabhupada said, what is this nonsense? You're writing a book that no books are needed, no Vedas are needed, but then you're writing a book about it. So, and then no guru is needed. So Prabhupada said, why are you teaching that then? You are a guru now. So that, and then I was just thinking about this, and also there are so many recently, they have come up and in India, very popular on YouTube also. They say that, oh, I haven't read any scriptures, I haven't read Vedas, but all the knowledge that they have, it's very similar to what the Vedic knowledge is, what the Vedas talk about. So I was just meditating on that point, Prabhu, that as Prabhupada said there, that axiomatic truth, whatever way you experiment, you will ultimately reach that conclusion. So instead of going all the way like this, just accept it, that this is the fact. So yes, Prabhu, I was just meditating.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, the Srila Prabhupada will mention further that to save time, we already have very less time, and we already wasted so many millions of births and deaths we've gone through. And so why waste more time? This is a symptom of a first-class intelligent person, who learns by seeing or by hearing about others' experience. Yeah, I'm a third-class person, but intelligent person. But there are different categories of intelligent persons, and in the fourth category is Mudha, who don't even learn anything by committing mistakes again and again. So, but this Vedic knowledge is meant to bring everybody up to the first-class level, And when Srila Prabhupada went to the West and he brought this knowledge there, Srila Prabhupada said that he making people in first-class persons, first-class intelligent persons. So that is the whole conclusion here on the other point of this para, that we accept knowledge, the Vedic knowledge as it is. Don't need to interpret that. No need to waste time. No need for experiments. Yes, Prabhuji. So we'll read.
The Vedas are considered to be the mother, and Brahma is called the grandfather, the forefather, because he was the first to be instructed in the Vedic knowledge. In the beginning, the first living creature was Brahma. He received this Vedic knowledge and imparted it to Narad and other disciples and sons. And they also distributed it to their disciples. In this way, the Vedic knowledge comes down by disciplic succession. It is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita that Vedic knowledge is understood in this way. If you make experimental endeavor, you come to the same conclusion. But just to save time, you should accept. If you want to know who your father is, and if you accept your mother as the authority, then whatever she says can be accepted without argument. There are three kinds of evidence: Pratyaksha, Anuman, and Shabda. Pratyaksha means direct evidence. Direct evidence is not very good because our senses are not perfect. We are seeing the sun daily, and it appears to us just like a small disk, but it is actually far, far larger than many planets. Of what value is this seeing? Therefore, we have to read books. Then we can understand about the sun. So, direct experience is not perfect. Then there is Anuman, inductive knowledge. It may be like this hypothesis. For instance, Darwin's theory says it may be like this, it may be like that. But that is not science. That is a suggestion, and it is also not perfect. But if you receive the knowledge from the authoritative sources, that is perfect. If you receive a program guide from the radio station authorities, you accept it. You don't deny it. You don't have to make an experiment because it is received from the authoritative sources.
Yes, Prabhu. So, yeah, so here Srila Prabhupada is now explaining the three kinds of evidences, Pratyaksha, Anuman, and Shabda. So Pratyaksha is direct, when we see things direct. So, but one may think that, okay, seeing directly is like Pratyaksh Praman, means you don't have to, it should be very authentic. But it's very deceiving. And the example is given here, sun, the sun planet is so big, but what we can see is like a little disk. But in reality, it's not a disk, it's a big planet and bigger than many planets. So, and even like nowadays we see videos, and videos, they reckon that a video you can't, pictures you can fiddle with, make it imperfect, but video you can't. Now you can, but there is a technology coming, it's called deep fake. In next coming 4 or 5 years, if somebody makes video of these deep fakes, and then you can't trust video either. So that means that we can't trust these Pratyaksh Praman, but whatever we see, it deceives us because our senses are not perfect. And the second is this Anuman. Anuman is like theories, making theories. As we said that before, we discussed that scientists and philosophers, they comes up their own theories and they write books on them, right? Okay, this is my theory, and I think like this, I think this is this, I think this is this, as Srila Prabhupada said. So they just give their opinions and their theories, like the famous theory is Darwin's, evolution theory. And we know that it's not true. So, but his theory is widely accepted and taught in schools and everywhere. So this is also a deceiving Praman, Anuman. Now the third one is Shabda Praman. So Shabda Praman meant to be the authentic one, the one that we can trust the most because it's acquired by the hearing from the authority, the authentic source. And the example here Srila Prabhupada gives that, like on radio you hear the schedule, and we believe that because that's what is going to come. So that's why the Shruti, the Vedas, the Shruti acquired by the hearing, it's need oral reception. So that's why we this Shabda Praman, we accept Vedas in Vedic injunctions as it is, because Shabda Praman is the most authentic and most true Praman. So yes, probably. Do we have anything comment or any question on these three Pramans?
No, Prabhu, not on the three Pramans, but I had a question on what was mentioned just above the paragraph about Brahma ji disseminating the Vedic knowledge, because we've read about the 4 kinds of parampara systems, right? So we have our like Brahma Madhva Gaudiya, Brahma Sampradaya, then we have Rudra, then we have Sanat Kumar, then we have Lakshmi so Shri Sampradaya. So these are 4 Sampradayas. So my question was that, like Brahma ji got the knowledge, so like the other 3 also got the knowledge somehow, or did Brahma ji only spread the knowledge like to them and then they spread it? Like,
No,
if I'm making sense.
no, Prabhuji. Yeah, that's right. Like this, there are four authentic sampradayas. Are sampradayas from Brahmaji, Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, Vaishnava Sampradaya. That's why the other ones like Sri Sampradaya. So it's coming from Lakshmi ji. So, so Lakshmi ji getting the knowledge direct from the God, direct from Krishna, not from Brahma, right? When Brahma born from the lotus flower, then he heard those two words, tapa, then he done the austerity. And then Lord, after the austerity, descend the knowledge to him by heart, through the heart. So then he passed it on to his son Narad Muniji, and then disciplic succession. But the other sampradayas also, they got the knowledge direct from the Lord, and then they passed on. So same like Kumar Sampradaya, the four Kumaras, and Rudra Sampradaya by the Lord Shiva. So yeah, so they are different sampradayas, but they are authentic. They're not like made up. They are authentic, and they got different acharyas in them, and people follow still. So yeah, so it's, our sampradaya is separate and their sampradaya is separate, but knowledge is the same. They will reach to the one goal, that is Krishna. Yes,
Yes.
Prabhu?
Yes, thank you, Sanjeev. That's what I wanted to clear.
I can ask if I request Amrish Prabhuji about some more.
No,
Hare
you
Krishna.
are correct. Hare Krishna. You are correct on this. Understanding is correct. Answer is correct. And its Sampradaya will also have worship of Krishna in the different rasas. There is a difference. Although Brahma loved Krishna as a friend, but we are trying to love Krishna as a conjugal. That's how it is. But each of the sampradaya will have different ways of loving Krishna. This will be more clear as we study. Thank you very much. Very nice understanding. Very good.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Yes. So I think, yeah, we read one more para and then we'll stop for today.
Vedic knowledge is called Shabda Praman. Another name is Shruti. Shruti means that this knowledge has to be received simply by oral reception. The Vedas instruct that in order to understand transcendental knowledge, we have to hear from the authority. Transcendental knowledge is knowledge from beyond this universe. Within this universe is material knowledge, and beyond this universe is transcendental knowledge. We cannot even go to the end of the universe. So how can we go to the spiritual world? Thus, to acquire full knowledge is impossible.
Yes, Prabhuji. So here again about the Shruti, so it's about, we receive this knowledge about the oral reception. So what do you mean by oral reception? So when we recite verses, when we recite Vedic verses from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam Puran, and different other Upanishads. So that's we are giving oral reception. So Shruti works like that. So and they are Sanskrit verses. So it is when we speak or when we recite those verses, they have a different effect on our consciousness. They purify our consciousness. Because imagine the verse is coming from personality of Godhead, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and we recite them because it's coming from the lotus mouth. So of God. So that is going to have effect on our consciousness. So that's why we should always sing verses like in a particular authentic meters, as we learned from His Grace Amrish Prabhuji in Hare Krishna WECAN. It's a different meters for different verses, and we sing in that, and it's very melodious and very, very, very beautiful when we sing in those. So Shruti is that we acquire by hearing or oral reception. So that is the meaning here. And there was another point. Hold on. Yeah. So this is another thing is it is a transcendental knowledge. So hold on, I'll just. So transcendental means beyond this three modes of material nature. So they not comes under this effect, or nobody who is affected by those modes created this Vedic literature, because otherwise, what's the point? It's not like is the person who is already bound by these modes, he cannot give a knowledge that we can come out of this bondage. So that's why this Vedic, this Vedic knowledge is called transcendental. It's coming from the spiritual sky, or coming from different realm. That's not the Vedic. So that's not the material world, right? So there is only 5 minutes left. So, is any questions or any other comments by any participants? So we can take. I think who's there? Mayuresh Prabhu is there, I think, yes. Hare Krishna, Mayuresh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can you hear?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can you turn on your videos, or are you at work?
Prabhu, I don't have enough bandwidth.
Oh, okay.
I'm barely able to hear. I will try.
Right.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So,
Thank you for the class, Prabhu.
thank you. Can you hear, Prabhuji? Do you have any questions or comment on what we studied?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. I think you're having a problem with the connection. You can leave your video off. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm.
I
It's okay, Prabhuji. We can't hear you. So if any question, or you can post it in our WhatsApp group, and then we can take it into the next class, because it seems very problematic. The connection, I think, is gone now. Yes. Okay, who's there? Hare Krishna, Somya Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Can you turn on your video, or you at? I think Mataji is also busy. So, so yes, dear devotees, if you have any questions regarding what we studied today on this introduction part, please post in the our WhatsApp intermediate group, and then we'll take it in the next class on next Sunday, and we will finish it off the rest of the introduction in next class on next Sunday. So, Hare Krishna, Amrish Prabhu. So,
Yeah, Haribol. So very nice. Thank you very much. Sanjeev. We can now. Krishnadas, can you disconnect There's a chat. Somebody, I think,
Yes, from
Although
Somya.
Mataji is written, unable to speak or switch on the camera, hearing the entire class. Krishna, okay, so you can't. That's all right. So Krishnadas, can you please disconnect from live video, please? Okay, on YouTube. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, I'm not host, so I can't work.
Right. You're not a, we'll make you co-host. Now you can do it now.
No, I still can't do it. I think I have to be host for that.
You have to become host, is it?
Yep.
Can I try this from my end, Prabhuji?
Okay. Yeah, just I think now you can do it now.
Oh.
Okay, thank you very much for those who are following us on YouTube.
Sorry, Hare Krishna,
day.
are you not my account, the other Hare Krishna WECAN account?
Sanjeev, we're going to do it, please. Disconnect, please.
I'll try, Prabhuji.
Krishnadas, you are made host now, so please remove